Let's go Falcons! The clock is ticking, and things are buzzing behind the scenes. In the last few hours, we received a piece of news that has generated a lot of discussion among fans on the web. I'll give you all the details in a moment, but first, make sure you've hit the like button if you've been a Falcons fan for over 25 years. So, here's the deal, Falcons Nation, the Atlanta Falcons have just released backup center Matt Hennessy. It's a move that may have raised some eyebrows, but there is a silver lining here. This lineup adjustment is a strong indication that starting center Drew Dalman is finally on the verge of returning from injury. Dalman has been out since week 3 with that nagging ankle injury he suffered against the Chiefs, but he has been practicing for the past 2 weeks. Head coach Raheem Morris even mentioned that he hopes Dalman can play this Sunday against the Denver Broncos. Raheem said it best, saying, "It takes a workload in practice, and it takes some things that you have to do, you have to go through." Basically, Dalman needs to check a few boxes, but if all goes well, we'll have our starting quarterback on the field. Dalman's presence at practice on Thursday, and Hennessy's subsequent release, makes it seem like the green light is near. Falcons fans, this could be a game-changer for our O-line. Let's talk a little bit about Matt Hennessy's journey with the Falcons. A third-round pick in 2020, Hennessy was Atlanta's starting center in 2021, but ultimately lost the job to Dalman. He saw action in 41 games during his time here, with 5 starts spread across a couple of seasons. This year has been a roller coaster for him. After suffering a knee injury in training camp, Hennessy went on IR that ended the season. He bounced back with a stint on the Eagles' offseason roster, but found his way back to Atlanta after Dalman's injury. Hennessy has stepped up when needed, even logging snaps on special teams and filling in during games. But with Dalman's return on the horizon, the writing was on the wall. Still, as a solid depth option with starting experience, I wouldn't be surprised to see him land somewhere soon. Switching gears for a moment, Darnell Mooney just showed up on the Falcons' injury report with an Achilles injury. Now, I know what you're thinking, Achilles injuries can be serious. But I hope this is just a precautionary move, like we saw with Grady Jarrett a little while ago. Mooney has been a star this season, no doubt about it. He has 46 receptions for 684 yards and 5 touchdowns. The chemistry he's built with our other playmakers like Drake London has been nothing short of fantastic. If Mooney stays healthy, we could be looking at a possible Pro Bowl season for him. Let's not kid ourselves, Mooney's presence on Sunday will be crucial if we want to defeat the 55-ranked Broncos in Denver. This game matters, and it's going to be a battle. With key players returning and others trying to stay healthy, we need every weapon we can muster. So, that's where it stands, Falcons fans. Drew Dalman looks set to make a much-needed return, while we wish Matt Hennessy the best in the next chapter of his career. And we'll be watching closely to see if Darnell Mooney can overcome his Achilles concerns. I want to hear from all of you. Do you think releasing Hennessy was the right decision? Are you excited about Dalman's potential return? And how concerned are you about Mooney's Achilles? This Sunday will be an emotional one for Falcons safety Justin Simmons. He's no stranger to Empower Field or the Denver Broncos, having spent the first 8 years of his NFL career with them. But this weekend, Simmons will be walking into the visitors' locker room, running out of a different tunnel and standing on the opposite sideline. It's a full-circle moment for a player who made Denver his home and left a lasting impact on the organization and fans. Simmons opened up about his feelings about this matchup, saying, "You see guys all over the league going back to the places they played, and they embraced the challenge of working at anything, the physical aspect of it, the emotional aspect of it. So, yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. No bitterness here, just a competitor ready to step up and give it his all against the team that knows him best." Simmons is more than just a former Bronco, he's a decorated one. During his time in Denver, he has earned 4 second-team All-Pro honors and made the Pro Bowl twice. He was drafted by the Broncos in 2016 and has played his heart out every year. Despite his release in March, he has no hard feelings. "I have no ill will toward him. I have nothing but love for him," Simmons said. But on Sunday, he's all about beating his old team. Of course, there's another story at play here, the Denver Broncos defense. This group has been a nightmare for offenses this year, and Simmons knows them inside and out. The Broncos rank 8th in the league in points allowed and boast one of the most ferocious pass rushes in the NFL. with Nick Benito and Jonathan Cooper wreaking havoc on the edge, totaling 7 and 6.5 sacks respectively. Atlanta's offense has its work cut out for it. The Broncos' defense has already surpassed 83% of its total sack count from last year, and we're only halfway through the season. Simmons, having worked with defensive coordinator Vance Joseph for years, knows exactly what makes this unit tick. Now in year 2, you see guys are buying in and playing really well. I think that's the biggest difference, he said. While he won't be directly facing Joseph's defense, Simmons is excited to compete against his old team and help the Falcons come out on top. The challenge is now on Kirk Cousins and the Falcons' offense. Cousins has shown he can make plays, but Denver's pass rush demands split-second decisions. With a rush like Denver's, you're certainly aware of your decision-making needing to be decisive and quick, Cousins said. He'll need to be on his toes against not just the pass rush, but a talented secondary led by Patrick Surtain too. Surtain has taken his game to a whole new level in 2024, recording 3 interceptions, including 1 pick-6, and leading the league in interception return yards. Simmons, who's seen Surtain's rise firsthand, has nothing but respect for the young star. He's so patient. He's known for erasing the other team's best player, Simmons said. Whether it's Drake London, Darnell Mooney, or another Falcons target, Surtain will be a force to reckon with. This game is about more than stats and matchups, though. It's about Justin Simmons making a statement. He'll see familiar faces, hear familiar cheers, and maybe a few boos, but his mind is on one thing: getting a win for Atlanta. And he's not alone. His teammates, like fellow safety Jesse Bates, are rallying behind him. Bates said Raheem Morris joked around saying they shipped him out of there to get us a win in his so-called hometown. All right, Falcons Nation, what do you think? Will Simmons help lead us to victory against his old squad? Can Kirk Cousins and the offense break through Denver's defensive wall? We have some surprising and concerning updates from the Falcons' injury report ahead of Sunday's matchup against the Denver Broncos. On Thursday, Atlanta was without 6 players in practice, and that could have a big impact on this crucial Week 11 matchup. Here's the scoop. The team practiced without defensive end James Smith-Williams, defensive tackle Taquan Graham, tight end Charlie Warner, and 3 cornerbacks, Mike Hughes, D. Alford, and Antonio Hamilton Sr. This is a serious concern, folks, especially since Alford is our starting cornerback and Hamilton is his backup. With 3 of the 6 active cornerbacks unable to practice this week, the depth chart is looking dangerously thin. But wait, there's more. On the limited list are receiver Darnell Mooney, linebacker J.D. Bertrand, linebacker Troy Anderson, right guard Chris Lindstrom, defensive lineman Zach Harrison, and defensive tackle Grady Jarrett. The biggest surprise? Mooney's appearance on this list. He wasn't on the injury report on Wednesday, which makes this Achilles issue quite concerning. Now, there's a silver lining, some good news for Falcons fans. Quarterback Kirk Cousins, who was listed as limited on Wednesday due to right shoulder and elbow issues, practiced fully on Thursday. That's a huge relief considering how critical Cousins' performance is to this offense. Joining him on the full participant list were outside linebacker Lorenzo Carter, receiver Drake London, running back Tyler Allgeier, center Ryan Newsel, and center Drew Dalman. Of particular note is Dalman's return. He's been on injured reserve since Week 3, and while Ryan Newsel has excelled admirably, head coach Raheem Morris confirmed that Dalman will resume the starting center role once he's fully back. What do you think? Can we overcome these injuries and beat the Broncos? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. And as always, if you enjoyed this update, hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any news. Go Falcons!